Ooh, she dirty. Damn. There you go. That's what we like to see. Being a good mommy. Here we got a little Caramel Cane and Scarecrow. Had a professional cat appraiser come in and came up with those names. So this is the rear turbo that decided that it's time for the turbine was better spent out the exhaust. This is the front turbo. So it still has its compressor and turbine wheel. And basically what I'm doing is, these are the manifolds that were previously attached to the turbo. So they were on here and I chopped it off. Now I cut it to the point where it separated where it was welded for the dual wall, the double wall BMW manifolds that are kind of like insulated design to keep a lot of heat in the exhaust and the manifold not getting too hot. So yeah, I guess I wasn't really supposed to do that. As you can see, it has a little ring here, and there was a ring inside of here that I took out. It just kind of fell out. I tapped it out, and it's got that double wall area that runs all on the inside. So I've seen a few videos on a few forums rather, where some people that have done this, a couple of people, I don't know, can't find too much information on this, but hence why I'm making the video here about the progress. But I've seen, from what I've seen, people take a hole saw when they cut like this, and I guess cut the inner part of it, and then I guess they inserted a pipe. The one person that I saw on a forum inserted a pipe 1.75 inch in here and then welded it around here. Now I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do is have a V-band on here, on both of them, weld a V-band on. I'm going to cut that and potentially have a pipe that the V-band flange is welded to that kind of connects with where that's cut down low, just so it can have as much exhaust coming out of this as possible. That's a very small, like 1.25 inch maybe opening. It's very, like, that's going to restrict flow for sure. For the stock turbos, I guess it worked well, and they can make like 500 wheel. But I'm thinking that it'd be better to open it up a bit more and try to massage it into a pipe opening. So maybe if I have like a 1.625 inch hole saw and cut the in around here and just kind of chop that, so a 1.75 pipe or whatever fits perfectly inside of here can like, you know, the one in here will be a little bit smaller to cut than the actual pipe, so it'll flow into the other one, maybe, kind of. I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. These are the two rings, I'll call them for lack of a better word, that were in here. So, as you can see, I took them out because I cut into the double wall housing. So I didn't intend to do that. I actually wanted to cut. I just couldn't. It's the first time I've done this. So I just cut them where I saw people cut them online. And I guess they just said F the double wall insulated BMW design, and just jammed the pipe in there and welded it. So I'm gonna try to, maybe do a little bit more of a better job. And this is the 1.75 V-band. So you can see it's stepped on the inside, so a pipe can fit in there. And then if this is welded there, it's like a really nice fit. Like, it's perfect. So these will be kind of like V-band, DIY V-band manifolds at that point. So it fits really nicely all around. It's perfect. Oh, hold on. There, now it's perfect. So as you saw, it has that step in there. You can kind of see it. So that step, I'm not sure. It actually looks like the step part's a little bit bigger than here. So I was thinking about getting like a reducer, like 1.625 maybe to 1.7. I'm not gonna go too crazy with it because like whatever, but I would like to be able to weld a pipe there and then have it insert into here and connect to where I cut this a little lower to kind of act as a still have the insulating properties to a degree. It's not going to fit perfectly because I can't really weld that. I don't know. So anyways, that's the rundown. V-band flanges welded to those, and then fab the manifold after that. This is kind of like the crazy contraption that I had bought from eBay, and it came out straight before. It was in 90, and so I had it chopped and welded like that, and then it just had a straight section out of here, so I had my friend cut and weld that and the V-band flange, the eBay V-band flange on there. So I don't know, not an ideal turbo, not ideal parts or anything, but you know what? It's all good. You can get kind of an idea here. Oh my God, do not fall. For what I was going for. The other people have done this, it's nothing really new, but so I wanted to weld a couple of elbows on, and then this obviously is cut there, welded on, going to this Y section, and some pie cut goldenness to up to here. Hold on. So this Y section, I know this is Schedule 10 into just normal exhaust metal, but it is what it is. This project was because it's awesome to build cool stuff, and I really wanted to do it, and B, because I'm broke. So, well, yeah, B for broke, I guess. B should have came first, but you can't spell broke with an A. So, anyways, so this into there, cut probably here. It's not ideal, but this would be chopped, and then this would be cut into pie cuts to go up to it's a terrible example, but basically this would be chopped off, this would be cut into pie sections, and it would bring it up, and then we'd have this guy. It's not ideal by any means right now, but so he'd be kind of chilling somewhere in there. And we got that pipe. So that other section here, we would have it come up to where the turbo is sitting, right there. The only problem though is that we have things like the thermostat right there, a billion hoses that are all about to fail because it's a BMW. The wastegate. Oh, the wastegate's not on there, but the wastegate, it hits the engine the way that it's not ideal. Tons of stuff has to be massaged and changed. So basically what I'm going to do is well, I'm not trying to reinvent anything here. I just am trying to do something cool for cheap, so that I'll have fun with. So this is what I'm going for now. I believe an equal length manifold design compared to the other way, which is much not equal length. That's the main difference. How people like to talk about N54 and N55s. And like a big thing with the S55 is they don't have an equal length exhaust. So they have that sound to them that some people like, most people hate. And there's companies now, well, for a while now, that have made equal length exhausts for S55 cars, and they sound really good with an equal length exhaust instead of unequal, which makes a big difference. So I didn't care really. I thought like unequal length's kind of cool. I don't really mind at all. I've always thought it was funny to do unequal length stuff just to get that different sound. But an N54 equal length manifold actually makes them sound really good and nice and clean. So I decided to do that. So what's going to happen is just this. I'm not sure if it's going to have the smaller L on this side or how it's going to go, but it's going to be something like that. With the V-bands on, I can kind of fandangle it the way I want until it's good. And then this is going to have a little section. It's going to be like chopped again and go into this. So this is going to sit like that sort of thing. So then when it's sitting in the car, there'll be the two manifolds, front and back, with the Y sections coming up right here and then into the turbo, with the turbo sitting here. So the wastegate placement, I'm thinking I will chop and re-weld it so the wastegate can go over here. Right now the wastegate would be right here, compressor housing's here. So there's really no room to do anything. I have to bring the charge pipe down to here. So if the wastegate's right here, it's just in the way. So again, I'm not reinventing anything. This has been done. I'm just kind of trying to do it as cheap as possible without spending money. So chop the wastegate that's going to come straight out and weld it so it's on an angle here. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but it's a 0.84 hot side, which isn't ideal. But speaking of not ideal turbos, we have a twin scroll hot side with an open entry into it. And this is one of the Chinese special T3, T4 flange combos. So yeah, I would actually love to be running a T4 turbo in this, but the budget dictates that I shall use the gifted turbo from Drew, the legend. So I got the wastegate just to show you. Again, it's all just stuff from eBay, the cheapest stuff that money can buy, really. So we shall see. I've done projects like this before, so I'm not too worried, but I'm definitely going to test everything before it goes on. So the wastegate right there, as you can see, like compressor housing would obviously have to be clocked. And then, but there's no room to do any of this. So this is going to be, instead of coming out straight, I'm going to chop it and have it come out like that. So the wastegate, instead of the wastegate being here, right in the way, I'm going to try to have it over there. So give it a little bit more to work with, because like that is just crazy. That's what another kit has that does the equal length manifold for the N54, and it's like a V-band setup. So I'm just going to copy that design a little bit and and have the wastegate over onto the side here. So it'll be a lot better and keep heat away from things that I'd rather keep heat away from. The water pipe came like went onto the block and like went around the turbos like that. So it's gonna have to be modified, of course, because like all this crap's gonna be in the way now. So I don't know. I'm gonna fab this up first and then figure out the water pump later because it's not that big a deal. And I wanted to do the original setup based on not modifying the water pump. Every single decision made was just that I didn't want to modify the water pump for some reason. So I got out of that mindset and I decided an equal length setup going to it would be way cooler. And I get it, like this is like thin wall stainless. This is thicker wall, but still thin wall compared to the Schedule 10 stuff. So I'm gonna brace it. I'm gonna weld like some gussets on and brace it in certain areas. I'm not sure where, but maybe like something on the manifold up to it, or I'm gonna like weld like a bracket with holes and then have like a bracket with holes somewhere and then have a part that bolts to them just to so it can adjust and kind of take a little bit of the heat and the moving and the stuff, and we'll hope that things don't crack and turn to shit. But the thing is that having V-bands on here will allow me to just keep the manifolds bolted up to the engine and unbolt this assembly off. So if I want to remake this section, all I can do is just take V-bands off here. So this is just going to be right here. So I can just undo that on both of them, take the V-bands off, and remove the up pipe assembly. So at that point, like if something happens, I can remake it, I can modify it, change things as I see fit, just to kind of perfect the setup. So I don't know, it should be cool. I'm excited to do it. There's too many YouTube channels with people just having their face. You're just looking at their face most of the video, and I don't care about that at all. I'm kind of over all that stuff. I just want to make something cool, and maybe some people want to watch some cool stuff going down. Because 135s are cool cars. Single turbos are cool in general. And that's it, like, you know, boost, manual transmission things, noises, happy times, stuff like that, you know? So yeah, that's where it's at. I got lots of pipe cuts. So my buddy's a fabricator, so he gave me a bunch of pie cuts and different things. So that's some 3-inch, 2.5. I got all sorts of stuff going on here, so fab a downpipe after it, get the rowdy party started. So it's at that point, and it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited. Oh, hi. You nice boy, Charlie. Hi. Yeah. Hey, buddy.